People are tired with podcasts with men. Why are we here?
Every topic is about women. Women this, women that, women this.
I'm no feminist. Oh, that might stir up a little bit of trouble.
I feel like you need to have a community whereby you have brothers, whereby you grow up together.
There is something that's really pissed me off on social media lately. There's this narrative now that men need to be shut down. Excuse me?
One thing that they've made us men understand is men don't cry. But if you're accumulating, that's why the rate of suicide is high.
The issue with what's happening with the male gender, a lot of guys feel like they need to fit in this certain box.
If men understand themselves, they will not let a friend define them.
Facts.
They will not let community define them.
Facts.
They will not let somebody that was not there when you were being made define you.
Let us tell you a little bit more about ourselves, because we've spoken a lot. I'm not sitting here as if I've got a perfect relationship with my dad. I don't. The daddy issues are mad.
People don't bring unnecessary stuff to me, believing that, okay, this guy carried himself as a king.
So you running the show, or are you just performing in the show?
I am the show.
Don't follow the rules, break the rules, make your own. Rip apart the social constructs, and live life.
Why do we have to say I'm identified as?
You know, some people will be black or white and they'll say I identify as black person.
Confusion. It's so real. You're breaking mic already, bro.
Hey guys, I'm Sam.
And I'm Seth.
Welcome to World of Our Own. Don't worry, this is not the main podcast episode. We're going to let you guys get into that in just a second. But me and Seth kind of wanted to just jump on here in real time just to kind of say hello. Welcome to the podcast. Thank you for joining us on this journey and thank you for the love you've given us on social media so far. Yes. So we kind of just wanted to show you guys ourselves in real time because these episodes have been pre-recorded a little while ago. Seth, do you want to say anything?
All I want to say is we love you and welcome on board.
Exactly. We hope you enjoy the episode. It's good. Not at best. There's better coming, but it's a work of our labor and we hope that you love it.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Double tap shot.
Enjoy the episode. Hey guys, I'm Sam.
I'm Seth.
And we don't have a name for the podcast yet. And do you know what? It's okay. We're just going to put a disclaimer at the beginning of the episode once we finally actually have a name. But like we were going to think of a name on the spot now, but we were like, no, actually, let's actually think of a name that really makes sense. Go away. Think of something that really reflects us and why we're in this space. For those of you who are not watching, I am a black man. And Sev is also...
a black man.
Right. And as far as I'm concerned, from what I've seen on social media, people don't want podcasts of men anymore. They're sick of us. They don't want us. They think we don't have something of value to say. And I don't know about you, but as far as I'm concerned, I have many things of value to say. What are we going to do? Do we cut that out?
No. That's life.
I have many things of value to say. So I am not your regular schmegular man.
Same. I'm a high value standard man. I think as far as I know, I deal with clients, so...
Clients?
Yeah.
The fuck?
I deal with clients.
Chef, let's not go into this right now. Is that what defines you as a man? The fact that you deal with clients?
I mean...
Wow. I don't deal with clients. Does that make me less of a man?
No.
Are you sure? I'm not convinced. I'm actually quite offended now.
That's not what defines you as a man.
Okay, what defines me as a man?
What defines you as a man is what...
Detail?
Is what you define yourself as a man. No.
That is such a cop-out answer.
No one can define what makes you a man. It's only you that can define yourself.
Facts! I don't even care! The thing is, you're trying to save yourself, but you're speaking facts. You're speaking facts.
True. Nobody can define you as a man.
Define that for me.
Nobody can define you as a man. Only you can define. And it's what you define yourself as a man. That's what makes you. And for me, like, no matter what people tell you that, okay, this is you. At the end of the day, you go back into the mirror and you look at yourself and you still define yourself. Is it that you define yourself based on what they're telling you or you define yourself based on what you feel about yourself?
Damn! I really wanted to paint you as a person using what you're saying, but you know exactly what you're talking about.
I mean,
over here, in this community, in this space, that's what we believe. I completely agree with you. I was writing something the other day, and my conclusion was, no one defines manhood for you. The
No.
second, I personally feel, the only thing I would say generally I think should define men is you as an individual, as a guy with a penis, that might stir up a little bit of trouble. You understand that no one can define who you get to be. You have that free will. You have that choice. And I know that's going to sound mad for some people. It's like, like you're pro certain things. No. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you believe. I believe that every man has that choice to define who they choose to be.
Of course.
I mean, of course, that's a bit different for us because we, as Christian men, we submit ourselves to the will of God.
Yeah.
But if I wasn't a Christian, if I was out in the world, I'd still say the same thing. And even as a Christian, I'm saying the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the truth is, I think there's something you need to submit yourself under. But the second you're allowing someone to define who you choose, who you are going to be, is when you lose your manhood.
When you've already write yourself off based on how people perceive how men should be, if you've already write yourself off, you will not be able to enjoy yourself knowing that, in the back of your mind, you feel like, I'm short of things. I'm short of this. So your approach,
Right.
you set a limitation for your approach.
You approach things from a place of lack.
So for me personally, I don't put myself in a position that I'm lacking anything. That is why whatever people don't bring things, unnecessary stuff to me, believing that this guy carry himself as a king. I cannot limit him. Whereas they even elevate, you did be elevated more if you understand yourself than them actually defining you.
Takes you
If
nowhere.
they define you,
Takes
they
you
can,
absolutely
because
nowhere.
people can tell when you don't know who you are.
Right.
People can sense
Absolutely.
it. It's easy to sense somebody that is lost of identity.
Oh, that's why I can't people please anymore. Child, you just lose. It's just a double L.
People
People
know.
pleasing is a double L. You lose out. People will use you and abuse. Fam.
It's easy to know people that are see themselves less of a person, because once they open their mouth, a lot of negativity comes with it as well. Because they know that, I'm lacking this. This person does not like me. This person does not want me. This person. So it's easy to identify somebody that does not even understand themselves fully.
Because they're like wind. They get tossed to and fro. They will act. They will act. They're just, you don't know who they are. They will always have different, and I'm not talking about someone who knows how to adapt. I think that's different. Someone who knows how to adapt is very different from someone who does not have an anchor for their character and their personality. Because they will constantly, not even adapt, they will absolutely just change their being and their form. You know, chameleons, they'll just change their color. It doesn't change what and who they are. It doesn't change what or who it is. It's still a chameleon. It will just change its stripes.
Changes, yeah.
That's adapting. I think conforming to people's definition of you is if you change or try anyway, because I don't think you can successfully do that. Try to change your very being and who God created you to be just to fit their definition of what they think you should be. Why are we here? Because as I said earlier, people are tired with podcasts with men. And this is a very saturated market. The podcast world is packed.
Correct.
And it's 2023. As far as I'm concerned, people are looking, who the heck is starting a podcast at 2023? But we're here. We set up. We're in front of a camera. We're recording. Can you tell the people, why are we doing this? Why is this important to us? Why do we feel like it's necessary in this space? Just tell them why before we get grilled. Because I feel like just the fact we're black and we're guys, we're going to get grilled. You know? But if we make it clear from the beginning why we're here and for what reason we're here, I think we'll find people who will ride with us, who will be ready to join this community, and who's going to be ready to grow with us.
Trust me.
Yes!
This
This is going to be that community. Everyone's going to be like, damn, I want to be in Sam and Sev's community. I want to be in that little family.
Of course.
Why are we here? What makes us different from all the other guy podcasts out there, or even like all the other podcasts out there? Why should people turn in every single week?
Okay, that's actually a beautiful question because for me personally, I believe this is more about brotherhood, in the sense of, I mean, this community, especially on the podcast in general, what we see people talk about was more of like, oh, women. They focus more on women, women this, women that, women this. But rather, what about we as brothers? What have we done for ourselves? What are we teaching ourselves? Are we enlightening ourselves enough to understand who we are as an individual, or do we? Because before you blame or you point a hand on a woman, you need to first understand yourself. The moment you understand who you are as a man, then you wouldn't have a hand to point at anybody,
Yeah.
but rather you just be like, okay, where am I going wrong? And as a man, I feel like you need to have a community whereby you have brothers, whereby you grow up together. You grow up, you not friends that every topic is about women.
And football.
It's about women, women this, women that, women this.
I feel like Seth has actually covered most of it. I think the reason why we're doing this is because I think that there's definitely improvement in the world
Yeah,
as I'm speaking, but I think there's still a lot of work that needs to be done for when it. Did you just drop another one on you?
trust me,
I think. Are you gonna get me a new one?
trust me.
I think there's a lot of work that needs to be done when it comes to building strong male communities. And this is what this is. I really think men come in all shapes and sizes, and I don't think we're all supposed to fit in a particular box.
Correct.
And I think the issue with what's happening with the male gender in the world today is that a lot of guys feel like they need to fit in this certain box. There are rules and there are social constructs that define, or I would say even try to like puppeteer or enslave men to think, behave, and interact with the world in a certain way.
Yeah,
And it's just unrealistic. It's not even unrealistic. I think it's evil because we're human. And the fact is that because we're human, there is this different way that you're going to see and process the world different to me.
Correct.
And there is a different way I'm going to see and process the world different to you.
Yeah.
Whereas the world is telling us you need to see and process the world the same way every man should process and see the world.
that's tough.
And we feel, and don't get me wrong, this isn't going to be like a heavy-hearted podcast. I mean, sometimes the conversation topics, just because we have, obviously, we have a life of our own, and obviously we're going to tell our story as we go, as we're going to tell our story as we go. We're going to, I'm probably going to forget what I initially wanted to say. We're going to tell our story as we go along. But I just want people to understand that regardless of what we do on this podcast, whether it's lighthearted, whether it's heavy-hearted, I just kind of want every guy to know that this is a safe space where you can come and express the free will that I personally believe the God that I serve, which is Jesus Christ, has given you. Because he said he has given us that free will. Does it need to be submitted to him? Yes. However, initially, this is the space where you come and you can express yourself as who you are. It's a place for you to even uncover who you are. It's a space for you to learn from us to learn from you, for us to share how we can show up better for the women in our lives, for the brothers in our lives, for our fathers. Because I know, like, there's so many guys out there who, like, the daddy issues are mad.
Of course.
Like, it starts from the family. Like, the daddy issues are crazy. And I'm not sitting here as if I've got a perfect relationship with my dad. I don't. I know I don't. I know there's so much work that needs to be done with my relationship with my dad.
Yeah.
But then I know because I have so much work that needs to be done. There are several, there are a lot of men out there who aren't able to function as their full authentic selves in healing because they have not got a healthy relationship with their father. And that's just to name one thing. What this space is, it's a space for us to talk. It's a space for us to share. It's a space where you will not be shut down. Because there is something that's really pissed me off on social media lately, where there's this narrative now that men need to be shut down. Excuse me. I do understand, and it comes a lot from females. I do understand there is a disservice that men have done to females for a long time. I do understand there is still so much as men that we need to learn from the way women have been treated in the past. And we need to be advocates of treating women differently. Demolishing the patriarchy. I'm no feminist, but I'm also not a fan of the patriarchy. I'm also not a fan of belittling and using derogatory words or attitudes towards a lady. No, this is not that space. However, what this space is that it will not be a space where men will be trashed. Absolutely not. I will not tolerate that slander in this space. That's not what this space is. This is a space where men will flourish. This is a space where we will grow. This is a space where we will learn. This is a space where we will apologize. This is a space where we will give forgiveness and where we will give grace. This is a space where we will evolve. Men should not be shut down. They should be encouraged to heal and they should be lifted up. We need to do that personally within ourselves, which is why we have this space, because the ladies don't always have time to do that with the men. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah. And even though, like, and I'm not just talking about your significant other, I'm talking about your mothers, I'm talking about your sisters, I'm talking about your female friends. We need to make sure that we have a space for ourselves where we can share comfortably, where we can share safely, where we can speak our mind, speak freely, be whoever we wish to be and express ourselves in that space. I would say all the time, like, I would say a lot of the reason why I feel very safe in my own skin these days is because of this friendship. As another man, you gave me the space to be who I am. Yes, I was rough around the edges, but you stayed with me through growth. You stayed with me through evolution. You stayed with me through change. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah,
and that has given me the confidence to always show up. Even though I may not have all the answers, even though I may still have some unforgiveness, even though I may still have some really bad attitudes, even though I may not be the most polite person, even though I'm having a bad day and I'm not being a great human and I'm not being kind and I'm not showing up well, you stand by me and you teach me through that process. You love me through that process. That is what men need. I think a lot of the spaces that we give ourselves, not us personally, because I don't think we never really had that issue, to be honest. I think our relationship has been quite different from a lot of the other male relationships I've had. But I see one thing with a lot of the male relationships out there is that the only space they have is the space to boast. It's the space to show up with my best. And that's right. And it's the only space that guys are giving each other. Just, let me show off how well I'm treating my girl. Let me show off how much money I'm making. Let me show off this new job I got. Let me show off how woke I'm becoming. Let me show off, I do understand woman. Shut up, relax. It's okay. I don't need you to show up like that for me. The only showing up I need from you is honesty. Your full self, bring yourself, and let's evolve.
That's true.
What's all this? And that's what this is. You've got a message for the people then. What should they do?
Subscribe.
And share, baby.
Comment.
That's right, baby.
Subscribe.
That's right, baby.
Comment.
Subscribe. No, the comments are the most important things. We want to hear your voices. I mean, actually, the sharing is the most important thing. Share.
Oh, yeah.
Share. Definitely share. Hit that like button. Give us 5 stars on every platform, every podcast platform. But I really think we should let these guys get into the episode.
Oh, yes.
Before we start talking way too much.
I do agree on that one.
Enjoy the episode, guys.
In life, you always need somebody to lean on. Somebody that you can say all your problem to.
For sure.
Like, the person will be able to...
Everything. As in, no stone is left unturned.
I'm telling you.
That's what this relationship
somebody
is.
you can't talk about.
This guy
anything.
could potentially destroy my life.
Facts. You can be in a space whereby you can talk about things and things that could result to you even crying and then identifying yourself within it.
Yeah.
Because one thing that they've made us men understand is men don't cry. But that is not true because we are human beings. within your tears, that's where your comfort comes from. You'll be able to let it out, and then you'll be able to get yourself back. But if you're accumulating, that's why the rate of suicide is high, because a lot of people they keep on accumulating. They don't have somebody to pour out their heart to. I feel like when you have community or you have somebody to pour out your heart to, they will be able to be your mirror. Because every single one need a mirror. As much as we can gaze at a mirror in the house, as much as we can gaze as much as you can gaze at a mirror in your house, you also need human being to be your mirror.
Yep.
You need a brother to be your mirror, the one that will be able to tell you that, nah, Seb, you cannot be that. Because you remember there was a time you came to me and you were telling me, oh, Seb, I know you to be this guy that you're not. You don't get too comfortable with what you have. You want more. I see you as someone of entrepreneur, someone of this, someone of that, and that is having a brother that knows you for you and reminding you of you. And that is one thing we all need in this life, because little is what he said, but the more he said, the more they throw that challenge at you, the more it prompts you to want to do something.
Yeah.
Because you feel like somebody is expecting something from you.
Yeah.
You're not defining yourself based on what they're saying, but because for me personally, I take it as you're reminding me of our conversation. You're reminding me of who I said I want to be.
Yeah, it's accountability.
So rather than, exactly. So, and that is the kind of space we need as a brotherhood. We need that space to be able to have somebody to put us in check.
Right. I want to jump in there, actually, because it reminds me of a scenario that when I was in the gym. What I want to add to that is that it's safe in the sense of it's never like I'm shaming you in the sense of like, oh, like this is who you said you're going to be, like, what you doing now? It's never derogatory. It's never like, oh, I'm telling you this because I want you to know I'm better than you. No. I was in the gym earlier this week and I don't even know how I didn't say anything because I was just so mad. And basically there were two guys. I don't know whether they were friends or whether they were gym friends, whether they were longtime friends or something like that. I have no clue. But he was a lot more muscular, quite lean, very good, I wouldn't say face-wise because good looking, but like, like body-wise quite good looking. And not even too, like there's some guys that are just too like relaxed. But he was very lean, very nice, swimmer's body, looks good. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
He had this other friend who, pot belly, on the larger side, they were both going to the gym. And I wish I could say the words exactly, but he was basically encouraging this guy with the pot belly, saying, the guy was like, oh, like, I'm going to start lifting this and this at a certain time. And he goes to the guy, oh, you've been saying that for time, blah, blah, blah. You just got to get your head into it, rat-tat-tat, blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, like, look at you, man. I don't know, I can't put it into words properly, but it was very much shameful. And the thing is, the guy was just laughing along, like, yeah, haha, I'm going to get myself together kind of thing. But I know he's going to go home and he's going to deep and hate his life. Like, just from his reaction then and there, I know that that man is going to go home and look at himself in the mirror and dislike his body, dislike himself, and he's going to pour that hate back into the world. He's gonna, if he's a manager at work, he's gonna pour that hate into his colleagues, and because we never channel it at the aggressor, and it just made me think like this guy was bigger than him. I was like, you're already big. Why do you need to make someone feel less than for you to feel bigger? You're clearly not securing yourself. Doesn't matter how many times you've gone to the gym. Doesn't matter how much muscles you have. The way you're talking to this other man, you're doing it to make yourself feel bigger, feel higher, because you cannot stand yourself. And if that was me in his position, I'd be like, I'd either leave that relationship and I actually have no association with that person. I do not associate myself
with
people who encourage me by making themselves feel better about themselves. That's wild.
If people say stuff to you, they are not defining you. Only you can define yourself.
Facts.
you can only give them the ticket to define you.
Yeah.
They can say that, oh yes,
Right.
yeah, Sev, you don't have this, Sev, you don't have that, you don't have the quality for this.
Yeah.
Nah. I love something about Naomi. If you test Naomi that, oh, you don't have brain or you're not smart, she'll tell you I have brain.
Yeah, she will. That's his little sister, by the way.
So like, whatever people call you, don't let it stand for what it is. Redefine it. Redefine it by saying it out. That look, I'm not stupid. Because somebody can jokingly destroy your life by what what they say.
That happens so much.
Like they
in
can say,
friendship groups.
bruv, they will be like, bruv, you're stupid, bro. You're so dumb. But that's the guy will be getting dumb. Why they by just jokingly destroying your life. So I believe personally, people can define you, but redefine yourself.
Facts. That's good.
People can say stuff to you, but what are you saying about yourself? They can say as much as they want to say, but with, like what you said, the guy might go home and wash himself down. But whereas if he go home and elevate himself, what they call him will never be him. What you do with words being said to you is what defines you.
That's good.
Not what they say to you. You can only give an access to somebody when you open your door. They cannot open your door from outside. You are the one that can open the door. Like, it's just like us being in this room. If we lock the door, nobody can come in. It takes us to open the door for somebody to come inside.
Wow, good.
Like, that is the thing. You just have to have confidence in yourself to know that nobody can.
It's really an internal work. It's a secret place work.
Exactly.
It's a secret place work.
That is why, this discussion we're having about brotherhood, right? If men understand themselves, they will not let a friend define them.
Facts.
They will not let community define them.
Facts.
They will not let somebody that was not there when you were being made define you. They will not let celebrity
define you.
Like, everybody they are literally following somebody that they've never met before.
Yeah, it's so easy to do as well. Which is why, like, even going back to what you're saying, I just wouldn't find myself around that company in the first place. Because there's sometimes people, even though you go home, you say something different to yourself, when you hear it so many times, it's the same with social media. The algorithm is so aggressive. You flick for it so many times. Unconsciously, sometimes you see yourself manifesting in that behavior. I would really rather remove myself from that kind of space. No. And that's why I feel like my circle's a lot smaller now. And God, my life is so much more better when my circle got smaller.
That's good.
Ciao. Fam, trust me, cut your circle. Really look at your circle in detail and be like, who is not adding value to my life? The second you cut them...
Sam, you're beating me.
I just hit your mic. The second you cut them, I feel like your life will elevate in so many different levels. Let us tell you a little bit more about ourselves, because we've spoken a lot on this episode. Yes, I'm really loving this so far. It's going well. Who am I? My name is Sam. For those of you who are not watching us, I identify as a Black Nigerian man. I was born in Nigeria. I came here when I was 4 years old. A lot of people describe me as an Oreo. I'm a proud Oreo, white on the outside, black on the inside. I mean, I'm not trying to be white, but I feel like I'm just the type of person when I find myself in that environment.
Black on the outside, white on the inside.
That's what I said there.
You say black on the inside, white on the outside.
You see? No, it's confusion. White on the inside, I'm pretty sure I said that. White on the inside, black on the outside. And I don't claim that identity for myself. I'm just saying that's what a lot of people call me. I consider myself a storyteller. I love writing. I'm a copywriter. As a full-time profession now, but I'm also a part-time pharmacist. I'm a registered pharmacist. I'm not working part-time at the moment. I want to start working part-time again. What else? How do I define? I love a kiki. I love to laugh. Laughing is my love. Fam, if you can make me laugh. Laughing is my love language. How is
that? Under what does it fall into? Laughing.
It doesn't fall onto any of them. Because there's acts of service, there's...
So you've created a love language?
Yeah, I've created my own one. Laughing is my love language. I would say the last 3 years of my life, I have been very much focused on purpose, assignment, finding my calling, and kind of, I would say, stepping into my entrepreneurial bag, you know?
Entrepreneur.
I'm very focused on not really making a name for myself, but leaving an impact on the world. Do you understand what I mean? Whether it's this podcast, and that's why also some of the reason why I'm doing this podcast, because I'm very open to many opportunities at this point. I want to try different things. I want to I just want to get my feet wet. I feel like sometimes people are just too afraid to get their feet wet. It's when you get your feet wet, that's when you learn, that's when you adapt, that's when you evolve. If you never try and fail, you're never going to learn. Do you understand what I mean? Not to say this is going to fail, this will never fail. Jesus. But you need to get your feet wet. You just need to go and do it. Just go. And this is what this is. I'm a foodie. I love food. I'm excited most of the time. I am your resident party. Damn, that was so great. Yeah, I am your resident party person. You want to have a good time? Come to Sammy. Yeah. Obviously, the good time is in the name of Jesus. Hallelujah. Amen. Why am I here? I'm here because, I just want to share this. I want to share this brotherhood with you guys. I want to share this relationship with you guys. I want to share my life with you guys. I've always wanted a platform to speak. I love to speak, as you can tell. I believe that life is dynamic. Life is free. Like, there isn't, even if you believe in a certain religion or you believe in a certain way of life, there isn't a fixed way to do things. Explore. And that's what I'm trying to I would say for the past few years of my life, I very much lived in by a rule book in a cage. I have to do things this way. I have to do things that way. No, explore, do different things, try something new. Don't follow the rules, break the rules, make your own. I don't give a damn. I don't care for the rules. Don't care for the rules. Make your own. Rip it apart. Rip apart the social constructs and live life to the fullest.
Sam, that's it's so red. You're breaking the mic already, bruv.
Live life to the fullest. Obviously, I do that. I missed one of my main identities. I am a Christian man. I identify as a Christian man. I love Jesus. I believe he came down as a human being, lived as a human being, and died for my sins. And that's why I'm living in freedom right now, by the grace of God.
I'll start by saying, je m'appelle Séverin. I've been waiting to say that.
I don't know. He does not speak French, a single word.
Yeah. Thank you. You don't need to tell them that. They don't need to know that.
Even though you like to claim it.
And I'm half Ivorian, half Nigerian. And I'm identified as... Why do we have to say I'm identified as?
I don't know. Everyone loves this. Oh, this is how I identify.
So I'm identified.
You know, some people will be black or white, and they'll say I identify as black person.
They'll be white,
and they say I identify as black.
Confusion.
For reals.
So, for me, I identify.
It's not even you identify; it's who you are.
Okay. I'm identified as a black man.
Yeah.
And, I'm identified as a black man, a Christian.
Yeah.
A believer.
Wow.
Not just a Christian, a believer.
Yeah.
I'm a believer in my Father. I'm not, because I have this personal friendship with who made me. Personally, I've been waiting to say this. I'm a project engineer.
This guy really identifies himself with his job, but I feel like he's wanted this for ages. I feel like that's what you've been waiting to say.
I've been waiting to tell people that. That's even a story for another day. That's the way I got into being a project engineer is my biggest, one of the most interesting thing I can ever talk about.
It's a good story.
And I'm a project engineer.
But what does that mean for people who don't know about the industry? Child, I don't want the life story about your job, bro. Just what is that like? In the sense of so for example, if someone doesn't know the healthcare industry, someone wouldn't know the difference between a nurse and a doctor. Not that one is more important than the other, but the doctor's running the show. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah. So are you running the show, or are you just performing in the show?
I am the show. I am the show because look.
Fact.
enjoy time with my family.
You do.
And my home alone is a comedy show.
Yeah, it
So like
is.
that is even enough for me. And it's not a
Sam's
comedy
house
of
is a whole production.
I'm telling you, it's not a comedy of 1 hour. 1 hour rest. It's a
24
24 hours
hours.
comedy.
Yeah.
So like that space.
You'll act like you're in a skit or a sketch.
I'm telling you. So that space already is enough
Yeah.
for me as a person.
Sev is at home a lot of the time. Like even when we do like inner circle stuff in our direct group, like you will literally have to drag Sev's hand to a motive.
I don't set limitation for myself. That's one of the
The
good
sky
thing about
is
me.
not the limit.
I don't have any
The
limit.
gag is there is no limit.
I have, in fact, funny enough, that is even my strength. My strength is I don't set limitation for myself.
Yeah.
Whatever I feel like I can do, I will do it.
Yeah.
I don't wait for word of affirmation before I do whatever I want to do. I don't wait for word of encouragement before I do what I want to do. I am enough to encourage myself. I am enough to give myself that push. I just tell myself it is time. Sev, let's finish it. And I just go out there and I kill it.